Hey guys, welcome to an exciting episode of The Stash Report from The Stash Project. Today is 22nd, almost said 23rd, 22nd of April, 2016. I'm already looking forward to the weekend. I'm already in Saturday mode. Thought we were going to have kind of a short show, and it is kind of a short show. However, the flyer from Ravel for the third quarter has come out, so we're going to take a quick glance at that. I have a photo that someone, I don't know who, and I'd like to give credit to the photographer, but I don't know who took it because it's one of those things where it got posted on a forum and linked from a Facebook that wasn't, I don't know who took the picture. So if it's yours, no stealing intended, however, I'm using it. And then we have a couple of new announcements from Aoshima. They were in a show in Beijing this weekend for the China Hobby Expo, and they let slide a couple of more announcements for later this year, much later this year. And then, of course, we have the various things that have been released this week. So, first up, real quick, the stolen, borrowed picture that I don't know the origin of. This was on the table at NNL East last weekend on the Mobius display, obviously. This is the 65 satellite altered wheelbase drag car. The reason I am showing the picture and bringing it up right now, because we've seen it discussed a few places, is that Dave Metzner, who is the head of product development at Mobius, has gone on the record as saying that this kit is not destined for this year. I know a lot of people were like, ooh, it's going to be out for Christmas, blah, blah, blah. Not this year, guys. He has said that the earliest he sees it coming out will be the middle of next year in 2017. They've got to get both of those A990 drag cars, the California Flash and the Melrose Missile out. They have to get out the Mercury Comet kit. They have to get out the NASCAR version of the Pontiac kit, as well as the street version of the Pontiac, the Ventura. That one still has to come out. Right? It's Ventura. Right. No, Ventura came out. The Catalina. The Catalina still has to come out. There's still another version of the long bed pickup truck that has to come out. And what am I thinking? There's one more thing that's floating around in my head that is not... they got to do the junior drag version of the 54 Hudson. So there are many kits that are already in the pipeline for the remainder of 2016. I don't have any firm release dates on any of that stuff. Several of it is Model King stuff, so that's completely separate from Mobius's actual release schedule. But that one, they don't even have a licensing for the team. They don't know whose car it's going to be. But they had obviously, as we've discussed in other videos, when tooling is done, it's all done at one time these days. You don't see a lot of add-ons. When a kit is designed, it's designed to be everything all at once, and then the kits are slowly rolled out over the course of the tooling's lifespan, if you will. And obviously, the AFX tooling was done at the time of the 65 satellite tooling it's been almost 2-3 years that kit's been in the making, all told. So, they had it out. They also had one that was done up and in the contest area, the display area, because really the NNL is not a contest, to see if anybody would notice it. So, before anyone gets gets their panties all in a wad about when that kit's going to come out and, why isn't it out yet, know that you have 12 to 18 months of waiting to do. So, find something else to build in the meantime. So, let's see. Ravel's third quarter flyer. Here you got that. I'm showing you the whole flyer here because we've discussed the kits a couple of times in the last couple of weeks, but this also, of course, has the Renewal USS Springfield, the Red Baron wheels, deals wheels, little non-scaled little thing, as well as the airplane kit there. But up on the top, you've got your C7R Corvette, your reissue of the Ram Charger, the reissue of the 58 Impala in the California Wheels series. I want to say that's how it came out the last time, right? I don't really remember the release order as far as boxings go on that, but I think California was how it was done last. Got the Tom Daniels beer wagon, and then down on the bottom, the one new kit and one modified tooling, and then the reissue of the Yanko Nova. It's under a different stock number than the Yanko Nova came out originally, so there's always hope that they've combined this into the Copo Nova kit and are not directly releasing the embarrassment that was this kit originally when it was completely and totally incorrect. But the picture they're showing is the old box art car, and that box art car, of course, has the SS grill and the SS wheels and everything else that was wrong with it when it came out. The 70 Charger is a brand new tool. Got that confirmed from Ravel over the weekend at NNL. Posted in numerous places by a plethora of different people. So I seriously doubt that Ed Sexton lied to the entire building. So new tool, level 5, so it'll be more than 125 parts based on the new tool, tooling, or the new skill level rather. The one thing you need to know, if you're looking at this, is you cannot build it stock out of the box. It is going to be for the Fast and the Furious only. So it is not going to have, like, say, a real hood, and it's not going to have a complete interior and a bunch of different other things. It's going to be a replica of the Fast and Furious 7 car. Some people will care, some people won't care. A lot of people were saying, why isn't it a 2-in-1? Why can't you build it stock? That got a lot of people mocking those people online, because generally speaking, forums are populated by 55-year-old men with the mentality of a 13-year-old, so they have to make fun of everybody that doesn't think the way they do. Which is really ironic about it, because none of those 55-year-old men have ever actually watched any of the Fast and the Furious movies anyway, so whatever. And there you have the station wagon, 57 gasser. It's could be the most hideous box art Ravel's ever done. No offense to the guy who built the kit, because he did a good job with what he was given, but it's just, no. It's just an ugly car. I'm sorry, I don't care what anyone has to say. Build quality is, pretty good for being a, pre-production box art model, but what it actually is, yuck and whatnot. So that, gives you the overview flyer-wise of the third quarter kits. Now you know what everything looks like if you haven't seen it posted somewhere else online. As we said, this weekend was the China Hobby Expo 2016 in Beijing. Not a show that a lot of people were really thinking too much about, I don't think, as far as, people who watch the hobby, so to speak, me. But Aoshima did have a display presence there. They had a cabinet, a two-sided glass cabinet, and they had some new or some updated, or maybe it's just better shots of existing stuff of the new supercar kits. And in that display cabinet, and I don't know why they kind of just take pictures of it directly, because it's the new stuff, they had little placards. You'll see the placards, the style of the placard here in a second, because I'm going to show you the Pagani and the Huracan, for two kits that, were known, but were in the category of don't speak them under the penalty of death. So the Huracan kit is now being displayed this way, with its, I'm sure that's not the real box art back there, but you're getting the two different wheel types shown there. There's actually two different hatches being shown there. It's kind of hard to tell, because being pre-production shots, they're both kind of solid, but one will be sort of have a see-through glass panel in it. And then here is the next set of shots, and I think these are almost pretty much what I showed you the other day in the video from 2 or 3 weeks ago of the Pagani Waria, or Wiria, I believe. But so that's, just furthering it along. It's showing a September 2016 release date on that little placard. I believe that to be incredibly wildly optimistic, but maybe the kit's a little further along than they're showing, this test shot of. And then they have these style placards, like you see behind the Pagani body, down here on the bottom shelf. If you look at this Pagani picture, the box art down below here is for the Battle Series GTR and RX-7 kits that just came out of the initial D kits a few months ago. Below that, on a shelf below that, and all the way in the bottom of the cabinet, were two of those style placards, like the Pagani picture, for this. And this, of course, is the 2015 Lamborghini Aventador Super Veloce. Sort of a no-brainer. It's the next evolution of the Aventador tooling, and so much of it was actually done in the 50th Anniversario tooling, as far as a lot of the side skirts and stuff like that. Really, this needed a spoiler, a set of wheels, and a new front splitter is pretty much all that you needed to update the 50th Anniversario to this. So excellent and much coolness, because I just think you should have every version of a car that's feasibly if this feasible to be modeled. Now that leaves pretty much the 50th Anniversario Roadster, which I don't think they're going to do because they only built 200 of the 50th Anniversario cars in the first place. And then there's a Super Veloce version of the Roadster. That, that's a little bit more probable as far as a viable model kit. A lot of people will say, well, there's the Aventador J. They only built one of them, technically two. I don't think that's going to be seen. I mean, yes, they did just release a model of the Sesto Elemento, and yes, they only made 21 of those, but I really think, a one-off really isn't something you can expect, even if it is based on sort of existing tooling. There's just a little bit too much needed to convert the Aventador or the Aventador Roadster tooling into the J without, basically you need a whole nother body mold, and I don't think they're going to spring for that. The other thing was in the cabinet on a placard was this. This is the D1 Grand Prix, which is the Drift Grand Prix series that it takes place in Japan. HKS Racing Performer 86. This is Toyota 86, obviously, and this is HKS Racing's drift car in that series. Again, another variation of the very, very successful 86 tooling that Aoshima did. They've probably sold more of these than pretty much anything they've ever made a model of, pretty much, other than maybe the initial D series kits. This would be cool to have out. It's going to need a different front bumper because this one has a much larger intake for the intercooler. This car is supercharged in real life, and if you remember way back when, Aoshima did tease a supercharged version of the FA20 engine that comes in this kit when you have the engine in it. Most people thought it would be for the Rocket Bunny version 2 kit. Whenever that one, ever makes its way out, if it ever makes its way out, there were rumors, that it was going to be a kit that was going to come out a couple years ago now because it was shown at Nuremberg 2 years ago. So we'll see if that ever shows up in real life. But this is also supercharged, so this may be the source of that supercharged engine, or maybe they both will have one. Who knows? And obviously, you got spoiler and wheels here. Bigger exhaust, may require a different back bumper, but the back bumpers and front bumpers on this kit are separate anyway, so that's just a tooling insert. It'd be interesting to see what they do for the interior, because I believe this car has more of a racing style interior, roll caging, and a little bit stripped out. It's not quite, factory. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with the interior there. But again, a few pieces and parts and a wild decal sheet, and you've got something a little bit, completely different than what they've already done with just the street factory stock kits and the Rocket Bunny kit. Let's see, and I guess that, as I look at my photos there, takes care of the new announcement stuff. All of the rally decals from Studio 27 are out this month. Those are the ones that fit the Volkswagen GTI by Ravel of Germany, as well as the Fujimi Auto Bianchi A112. The fill-in decal sheet for the Martini liveried Tamiya Alpha 155 Ti V6 International Touring car is out from Taboo Design. That fills in all of the missing Michelin logos and tire decals from that kit because Tamiya, of course, as we've mentioned numerous times in the past, did not license the Michelin name or Big Michelin Man or the tire logos. So you have to go and get that. That's like a $5 set of decals, basically. Or you can wait for the SK decal ones to come out at the end of this month. There is going to be a optional decal set coming out of Taboo Design also for the newly released, so new, we're going to talk about it in a second or two, 1990 version of the Toyota Celica Rally car. That one is designed to be the 1990 Kenya Safari Rally, but much like all of BMAX's kits, it doesn't include the Marlboro logos that were actually on the real car. So that's another like $5 decal sheet to fill in your evil tobacco sponsorship. So on to the kits that were actually released this week. The two domestic kits that we've been waiting for that fill out the month of April here on stateside is, of course, the 1983 Hearst Oldsmobile by Ravel. I have a kit review of this kit. This is actually my kit you're seeing a picture of here. I have a kit review video I'm working on. It's about 2/3 of the way done. I've got to finish a couple more recording pieces on it and then edit everything together. This is a brand new toolkit. But, and I hesitate to go into this too much because there's a whole video I'd rather have you watch about it, and I don't want to turn this into a 20-minute review of it. It is pretty much a 1/25th scale version of the Monte Carlo SS or Buick Regal GN GNX kits that Monogram did back in the 1980s. They are so similar in patterning that they literally have the same hollow spots on, say, the catalytic converters and the mufflers, the same hollow spot on the what would be the top of, because it's the one that mounts towards the chassis, rear end. The rear end is hollow. The axle and drive shaft, or I should say the rear axle and drive shaft, are all one piece. It is pretty much, if you have because they just reissued the GNX not that long ago. The Buick Regal GN has been part of the Donk series now for a while. The Monte Carlo was also released in the Donk series. If you have any of those kits, just go look at one, because that's what this is. Just with an Oldsmobile body and slightly smaller. It's not quite slightly smaller in all its dimensions either. That's a whole separate thing. And then they also reissued this, the 91 Ford F-350 dually pickup truck. This kit is an exact duplicate of the original dually pickup truck, just with a new set of decals. So nothing much to talk about there. Over on the Asian side of things, Aoshima reissued 2 kits. One of them is this Toyota Racing Development, Toyota AE86 Levin. It's the N2 version here. This sort of replicate a car that was run at Nuremberg back when this car was actually new and was a race car. This is more of a street car that's turned into a race car by having, ground effects and over fenders and stuff like that. No engine in that, and this is, of course, the version 1, or as I like to call it, the comic book version of the initial D Toyota 86 Truno. This does, of course, have the engine in it, because why would he be showing you the engine if it didn't have one? Just a reissue, again, of the initial D series, because people just can't stop buying the initial D kits. And then the one sort of modified new tool, and this is the B-Max kit we were just talking about a couple seconds ago. This is modified for the 1990 Kenya Safari Rally, the third version, actually, of the Toyota Celica GT4 rally car. You get a off-road suspension in this, or what would be called a gravel suspension in parlance there. This animal bar, remember that joke, the animal bar. 2 zebras walk into a bar, third guy sees it and ducks. On the front is new. Your center headlight package there is new, as well as the spotlights up by the mirrors are new. And there's probably two or three parts runners full of parts on here that are specific to this one, to make it an off-road sort of desert-style racer. And as we have mentioned when this kit was announced, there's also a specific detail upset to this kit. If you go looking, every single one of these GT4 kits, there's 3 of them, remember, all of them have specific detail upsets. There's a chance that if you buy one, the parts will not fit if you buy this and try to put it on one of the other ones, or you buy one of the other ones and try to put it on the new kit. But that is that, as they say. Still waiting on a few Hasegawa reissues. Still waiting on the Sandbar fire truck from Aoshima. That'll be out at the end of the month, because I've seen the box art for it. So that one's on its way. It's just needs to work its way into distribution. We're still waiting on the 65 Pontiac Grand Prix reissue out of AMT. And the Pacific Racing McLaren 12C GT3 car is still out, but that one's supposed to come out on Monday. So we'll see. Otherwise, this month is rolling along as far as releases being on time. So anyway, guys, we hope you enjoy your weekend, and like I said, watch the channel for the 83 Hurst Oldsmobile kit review, and we'll see you guys on the other side.